How's it going, everyone? Just got the stream going on today. Today we're going to be starting off with Remnant 2, as you all can see. I went back to an old build that I had that I pulled away from because my friend found out that my build apparently had become popular, and I don't really watch builds on YouTube, but my friends do, and they pointed out that it was, becoming something that was becoming popular, and I'm stupid, and as soon as I hear something I'm doing is becoming the popular, I usually tend to throw it aside. But as much as I liked my previous build and how well it was doing, we'll see if it helps me do what I'm trying to do, because I were getting my butt kicked last night. But that might be more of a skill issue than it is a gear issue, right? But we're gonna get on this in just a second. I'm just gonna be posting up my links to my streams here. I have a Discord I'm in that I post them up in, so people can hop in, check them out if they want. I don't know if that really works, but hey, supposedly it's something to do. Anywho, well, I hope everyone's having a good day. My day's going pretty good so far, but let's get in this. So I guess the main changes for those looking and wondering what changes I made. Before I was running Engineer, right, which is still a build that I really like. I'm still a huge fan of Engineer, and I was running Alchemist. So it was an Alchemist as primary and then Engineer. But prior to that, I was running Medic as my primary, and I was bouncing between Summoner and Engineer and Soldier as my secondary. So we're going to go back to running that again. We're going to try with the Summoner, and the main reason why I'm doing this switch over. So for those of you who want to know kind of what the build was, is it uses a lot of the same traits, right? Like I said previously, Alchemist, I used a lot of the potions and stuff like that to give me a lot of huge buffs, and those buffs were tremendous. But in this current state of the build, I'm almost, I think I'm a few points of health shy of where I was before. I think I'm 10 stamina lower, and I think I'm 4% less of my damage reduction, which isn't too bad. And then in the build prior to this, how I was healing myself or keeping up my heals was I was using mods. Well, not just mods, but I was allowing myself to get hit and using mods. So rings like the Ring of Grace, taking enemy damage causes 10% of maximum health to regenerate over 10 seconds, right? So because I have over 200 health, that essentially equals 10% of 200, obviously is 20. So it's 20 health over 10 seconds. Well, that's 2 health every second, right? So if you think about it, that's every time I get hit, my health is now regenerating 2 health for every second. I think I said that 2 or 3 times. I'm sorry about that. So, and then I was running, oh, what was the other one? It was blue. I think it was blue. And what it did was, anytime I casted a mod or used a mod, it essentially did the same thing. It gave me 10% of my health, or healed me for 10% of my health over 10 seconds, except for this one stacked, right? So, wow, come on, where is it? It can't be. I can't believe I lost this ring. I know I have it. I feel so foolish now. Ah, here it is. The encrypted ring. Using a mod regenerates 10% of your max health over 10 seconds. Can stack up to 3 times. As long as I was using the mod and continuously was using mods, which put a lot of pressure on keeping it up, but essentially it allowed me, if I got hit and used a mod, that gave me essentially 4 health regeneration on top of whatever health regeneration I had at the time. You know, with which was probably what, 1.5 because of the regeneration, which I picked up from you know, Summoner, and then I was running Tranquil Heart, which gives you 2.0 without any adjustments. So, oh, and 2.0, and then I was probably using the potion, so which is 0.75. So I was probably healing what, 2.75, 3.75, 4.25, right? Before the rings are even turned on, and then once the rings are turned on, I'm healing somewhere around 8, right? But this is only when the rings are turned on. I have to be hit for these to be turned on, and they only last for 10 seconds, or if I'm using the mods to boost them up to 30 seconds, right? So, but with the build I was using prior, it kind of forces me to have to use relics more often. But the good news is that because of the medic's ability, you can replenish these by healing yourself and your allies. You know, and this could be from healing your turret to healing your teammates. You know, and that's not, if I remember correctly, that's not just from your relic usage either. That can be from just, I'm standing here and just healing you for whatever. So those were the 2 rings used for healing. I still use the Navigator's Pendant, which grants 20 health, 20 stamina, minus 10 armor. It's not a huge DPS increase. This build isn't necessarily focused on increasing its DPS. This build is based on increasing its survivability. And I was doing pretty good last night. Where I was having issues was wasn't my survivability, right? I mean, I was dying, obviously, but I think the main issue that I had was my damage output. So, it's like when you're making your builds, what I love about Apocalypse and Nightmare, especially Apocalypse. Nightmare is when, like, you know, it's like sharpening a knife, right? You should be in Veteran, I think, is when you should be putting together your build, right? Unless you were, allow me to rephrase this. If you started the game out playing regular, normal mode, survive, whatever it's called, survivor, whatever, you're getting gear, you're learning the game, which is how you should do it. Unless you're weird like me, where you're just like, fuck it, and jump straight into Veteran and went straight in that way. That it's because I'm used to these type of games, and I like hurting myself apparently, and causing myself some type of degree of suffering. But so as I was saying, sorry. For those of you who don't know, I'm recovering from a head injury, and I am doing this and trying to talk. Though it takes its toll on me, it helps me push and progress my healing. So sometimes, if you notice, and I just seem to kind of like daze out and get stomped by something that I shouldn't be getting stomped out. That's probably what it is. Is my brain is starting to get fried. I'm pushing myself too hard. That's just a little heads up on that. But so as I was saying, you should be getting pieces and parts. Veteran is really kind of when you should be taking time to figure out what a build is, what your build you're going to be kind of going for, which is kind of what I did all at the same time while gathering pieces. Nightmare is definitely testing your build, and not just testing your build, but also grinding, right? So if we're talking about grits, I would say Survivor is like, and you're sharpening a knife. It's the hammering phase. You're putting a shape to it. Veteran, you're going at it with a rough grind, man. You're chunking out meat, probably on a 60 to 80 grit. 60 to 80 grit on Veteran. Nightmare, you're probably looking at more of like, that's probably your 160 to, let's say, 500, 600 grit, where you're really kind of finding weak points and figuring stuff out, and you're finding out all the fine tuning, right? But then you get to Nightmare. Nightmare, it's like in the Forged in Fire. That's your last little bit, right? Now you're doing the polishing. Now you're making it look pretty. You're fine. You're doing the last bit of fine tuning just to make it run that much smoother, that much better. You're you're pushing through, and you're finding what really works for you. And I love doing games like this. I love doing games like this that make you kind of do that, and that's kind of the process that I'm in. I was running this build before. I wanted to try something different because I was told, oh, that's getting popular. And I'm like, well, fuck you, dude. Like, how dare you tell me? So, but screw them, went back. And like I said, now we're doing the fining, we're doing the polishing, right? So the last build, survivability was doing good, but DPS was a little low. Engineer, usually great DPS with the turret. It has a lot of skill damage and everything. But see, the summoner gives you an increase to mod damage and skill damage, which is the important thing that I'm looking for here. Not skill damage, but mod damage, because I've kind of built this around hitting hard with my mods. There's probably some other mods I could be using. Skewer here does quite a bit, but you know what? I'm probably going to skip skewer, or maybe flip this around somewhere. I'm actually a huge fan of Fargazer. If you haven't used Fargazer, if you actually do the math on this thing, so right now, without even dropping, like, so when I summon someone, I get a 35% increase to my mod damage, right? Which is actually going to boost my damage per second to 16. So you're thinking, okay, madness, status applied, blah blah blah. Only 13 damage. That goes up to 16 damage, and even then, that doesn't sound very impressive. Each stack deals 16 damage per second, max of 10 stacks. So that's the deal. So for every 0.25 seconds, Fargazer puts a stack of madness on the target. That lasts for 5 seconds. Which means, okay, so which means in 1, 2, 2.5 seconds, you have 10 stacks. 10 stacks in 2.5 seconds. So I usually give myself the benefit of the doubt, and I think that I could probably get 10 stacks on a mob or a boss for at least 25 seconds. 25 seconds, I can probably keep max stacks of madness on them. So that's 25 seconds of 16 damage, right? Which, like, if you do your calculator, I say 16 times 25. That's only 400 damage. Until you realize that's times 10. It's 4,000 damage in 25 seconds. Right? It's pretty good. And I'm not even really built for like elemental or anything like that. That's just some mod damage that I'm pumping out. For instance, this for all 5 shots of Screamer. Once I have that summon out, Screamer goes into 1,000 points of damage from my Meridian. No, sorry, excuse me. And some water. So Screamer's now doing 1,000 damage per shot. That's 5 shots, so about 5,000. Pretty solid in my opinion. It's probably better. There's probably someone that knows better build somewhere. Someone who's done the math a bit better. Without a doubt, there's someone somewhere out there. The only other thing that I can think of at the moment is replacing this ring with something else for a higher damage purpose. Like it's almost 14. Let's see what we get here. Let's give it a shot. So we're going back to Corrupted Harbor. I still got to beat this dude Venom. Ugh. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other ways I can do this, but oh man, don't know. You know, that's a good question. This gives me haste, constant haste. I wonder what's better, haste, like constant haste, or 7% increased all damage output. I wish there was something that we had that did calculators. I know Remnant used to have a Remnant. The first game had a page that did the math for you. You can actually put in the numbers, and it would run the math for you. So you can see what the damage was, and you can really run through the numbers and see what's going on. But for now, let's see what we can do here. Apparently, I need to get better at dodging. Ugh, this is gonna be a fight. I didn't even see that stuff as I walked into it. I'm an idiot. I need to work on that third stab attack he does. Alright. I think the new build I had was a little bit... might have been a bit better. See how it rolls. We just gotta go back and forth. See how things feel.
I can tell you. Take care, young'un. Don't be a stranger.
Okay. Kicked my ass. Alright. Let's try that again. Alright. I don't know what that is. It's not a blight. It's not a... I don't know what it is, but it kills you. Which means this is useless.
This ain't good.
This ain't good.
Excuse me. Who is messaging me at this time? God damn it. Alright, this has just been like an hour of me getting my butt kicked. Alright, well, I think this is not a build issue. I think I got my build pretty down, pretty good where it's going. There might be a few areas I might be able to finesse it a little bit. I think I might want to try to level up some weapons to try to take him on, just to help with the damage output. What does he have? He's not weak to elemental, so that takes out like most energy weapons, right? I can't use some of the stronger in-game weapons against him because he's resistant, and he has drain, so the damage he's dealing to me is healing him. That, and I just need to work on my dodge abilities. So I think I'm gonna call it here. Maybe go work on trying to grind up some stuff. I don't know if you guys want to watch me do a bunch of grind. I don't know if that's something you guys are interested in watching. But right now I'm just getting my butt kicked by this boss, and he's supposed to be one of the hardest bosses in the game. He's supposed to be like in the top 5, top 3 from what I understand. So this is he's living up to his name. Hats off to him. This is probably one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought, period. I can't think of a boss in Elden Ring that had me that's delayed me like this in any game. No, I can't think of like an Elden Ring. There wasn't a boss that held me up like this. No, not at all. No, scratch maybe the gargoyles, the dual gargoyles, but that was mainly because I was trying to fight them when I was too low level. That's about it. Anyway, all right, guys. I'll let you all be. You know, I'm gonna just kind of go grind it out, and we'll try this again tomorrow. Wish me luck, and later today I'll be doing some streaming of Armored Core and maybe some Hunt Showdown. If anyone's interested in watching, please stop by. Alright, thank you all of you for coming by and watching me get the shit kicked out of me and humbled before all of you. Luckily there's not that many people to watch this to see me get that badly humbled. I hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and enjoy the upcoming weekend. Happy Thursday and happy Friday tomorrow.